The direction it is for the end of these finals.
So Peter FUKSA, he's 19 years old and he's the younger brother of MARTÍN, who we just seen with KORINEK game for the Czech Republic. Of course, it's a lineup for the C2 1000 men, the final, and we do have some quite big names going forward in this. It's good to see we have some Olympians. Here he is. He's his first international event. Father was international, grandfather international, and so he's keeping it going. Hungarians looking to put forward a good team. We have they're in the same club, but they're not the same family. So Helder Silva and Nuno Silva. Helder Silva obviously was a very accomplished C2 100 metre paddler, but obviously that doesn't really come into it anymore. And here we go, we have Olympians. They came sixth in the Olympians, just in your picture there. We'll come back to them in a minute. Spain with a young team. They looked good yesterday. They won. I suppose the pedigree team here is IANCHUK and MISHCHUK, who took to third place in the Olympic Games. Diaz and Chicago also from Colombia, with Spain and Portugal that we haven't quite had time to see. But going back to the Cubans, it was a case of Serguey TORRES, who's 30 years old, Fernando Jorge, who's 18 years old. They are really pushing across the generations, but it must work for them.
That's right. I think having that experience, I look like they've had a false start there.
That's the first one today. We only saw, I think, one yesterday. So the starters obviously doing a first-class job here. The problem about these the canoes is it's not like a slalom boat. You can't turn it so easily, can you?
No, that's right. And also being in a C2, it's a little bit more difficult. So they have to paddle back round. Sometimes that's good to get the nerves out, but also it can put some people off.
And then often we'll hear the speaker saying, "Hurry up, gentlemen, we're on live television," as if they give a damn. All they want to do is get a good start, a good middle, a good finish, as the Polish team say. And
that's just a good race.
Exactly. No, Beata Mikulajczyk, if you're watching, that's all she said. For the last 5 years I've been doing this, every single race, whether she's... and she speaks really good English, it's so annoying. Good start, good middle, good finish. What happened there?
I couldn't quite tell.
Well, the Portuguese got off to a staggering start. So the way it works is what happened. Do they have an official warning?
Yeah, so it's one false start per boat.
And then you go home?
Yeah, I think your second false start, then disqualification. But I mean, it's very difficult to false start with sitting in a gate, because the gate won't go down until the gun is gone.
So it's almost certain. I mean, I think I had issues in Copenhagen, but obviously that's another story.
Yeah.
Here we go. They're lining up in the last live TV event of today. Thank you so much for watching. Lisa Carrington from New Zealand has very kindly stepped up. And why she stepped up to the mark? Because you're not competing today. You've been out in the boat, and it's very kind to watch as you saw your compatriot putting a spellbinding performance in the 500 meters. So that's something to celebrate. And you'll be in the are you in the bow of the boat next weekend?
Yes, I'm in the front. So yep, I will be. I'm in the front for both K2s, but still in seat 2 for that K4.
And then do you decide, or does the coaching staff decide what flows the better? Or
yeah, I think it's a team effort in figuring out what's the best way, and it's what's the best for everyone in the boat. So here they go. They have a clean start with white flag. Second
time away, C2. 1,000 metres. We're supposed to, I think we might have a slight delay in the next awards ceremony because one of the C1's in the C2. Here we go.
Looks like the Spanish have taken out a really good start there.
But they have, haven't they? They have Alfonso Benefides, who does a lot of C1. He absolutely flies all the time.
Yeah, that's right. These boats are moving at some great speed there, every stroke. Looking very strong there from the Spanish. As you can see, the Portuguese in lane 3 there, looks like they're coming through.
What we saw yesterday with the Portuguese was because Helder Silva is a C1 200 paddler. They had a massive start, but they appeared to run out of steam at about the 500 metre mark. And I say because the 200 is no longer in the Olympics, he has to find a way to keep in the sport. So he's probably having a challenge adapting up at the moment.
Yes, that's right. It's all about that fitness. As you go, the Hungarians are coming through in lane 2 there.
But the Hungarians have a huge tradition at this, don't they? They can probably put out 10 teams that would compete at this sort of level.
Yes, they've always very strong in the C1 and always strong in the C2. As you can see there, they are looking very good coming through there.
And we saw at the Olympics when Sebastian Brendel took the gold medal. He looked with I was doing the speaker out there, and I know the co-commentator, who was Portuguese, was getting very excited with that 100 metres to go, and then he started crying, and Brendel came over his round in and won the race as they did.
Yeah.
Here we go, but so far in lane number 4 it does look like the Cubans are certainly doing well.
For the 500.
So, as I mentioned, Torres and Serguey. Torres in the front has already 5 World Championship medals. He won the gold in C2 1000 in, obviously with a different partner, because he'll be only 6 years old, in 2005 and 2007. He's now found himself a young battery in the back.
Yeah.
And with the Cuban tradition in this, it's obviously they're bringing it forward very nicely. But at the moment, we will say at the bottom of our picture is it
Ukraine here. They are looking very strong, as you've seen in the previous team boats. They've done something very similar, coming through strong in the finish.
They are 3rd in the Olympic Games, and they had a win last year also in Duisburg, and they have very smart hats on, so they should I think they're going to come forward very well. Do you know why they wear them? Is it because the Senegalese wear these very smart blue and white ones? Some wear caps. There's no aerodynamic reason why you wear a cap.
Maybe they've got long hair, who knows.
But anyway, coming into 200 metres to go, it's very much a case of Cuba are looking to be not caught by Ukraine.
That's right. Ukrainians did make a pounce for the Cubans, but it looks like the Cubans are going to fend off for first. The Spanish have come through. I think they're passing the Hungarians right now.
So looking like Cuba have the force and the fitness to keep it up. Ukraine, they are really showing that they're still a solid performance after the Olympic Games performance, and we have a titanic battle for the 3rd place. It does look like in lane number 5, it looks like Spain's just going to take it, 3rd place. But the Cubans, well done. That's Serguey Torres and Fernando Serguey, who have a total age of 58, but an age difference of 12. It's like some sort of quiz, and they're absolutely delighted with themselves there. And, well, they look pretty upset, don't they?
I mean, it's a tough race.
Other emotions.
Yeah. No, I mean, they paddled well. They came through. They weren't anywhere near the lead in the start of that race, so
I have to ask them what their tactics were. And as a lot of the Olympians, we've talked about a lot of them, they have had either exhaustion time off or mental rehabilitation or for different reasons. They just wanted to chill a little bit after Olympic year, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It's so important to have a break. It's seen as a 4-year cycle, so every year building up and up and up.
And you had, 15 minutes off? Or?
I took 2 months off, so
okay.
Doing nothing, so it's good. You see the Spanish just making it through there.
Yourself, you've conquered the highest mountain twice, in London and in Rio. Is it a challenge keeping the motivation, or is that an insulting question?
No, I think I still have really similar motivations about my performances in my K1, so I obviously just want to keep being a better paddler, and there are more mountains to climb. So. And
you keep winging gongs back in New Zealand. Is your profile going through? If you walk down the street, can you walk down without being mobbed?
Yeah, I think New Zealanders, we are pretty quiet, shy, humble people, so we may point and stare, but
still recognition. So these are great pictures. Look at this. This shows the whole course. So on the right hand side you have the warm-up lanes. Halfway down you have the link into the 500 meters. Torres and Serguey take the gold for Cuba in 3:30. IANCHUK and MISHCHUK take the silver for Ukraine, and MOUTAHIR and MARTÍN for Spain. They just held out the Hungarians to take the 3rd position. So that's really, really good work here today. And looking back on a conclusion, probably unfair to ask the highlight for you, apart from the 500 meter women.
Senhoras e senhores, apresentamos os medalhados da C2 1000 metros masculinos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalists for the men's C2 1000 meters event.
As medalhas serão entregues por José Perurenha, presidente da Federação Internacional de Canoagem, acompanhado por Yofniel Sanchez, team leader de Cuba.
The medals will be presented by José Pereira, president of the International Canoe Federation, accompanied by Yofniel Sanchez, team leader of Cuba.
E os medalhados de bronze são...
The bronze medalists representing Spain, Mohssine MOUTAHIR and Gonzalo MARTÍN.
E os medalhados de prata são...
The silver medalists representing Ukraine, Dmytro IANCHUK and TORRES MISHCHUK.
E os medalhados de ouro e vencedores da Taça do Mundo...
The gold medalists and World Cup winners representing Cuba, Sergey TORRES and Fernando JORGE.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional de Cuba.
Please rise for the national anthem of Cuba.